What's up, folks? This is Gear with the Rouge Collection, and I'm here with DJ Ya Boy Earl. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man? In here, finally happy to be in front of the cameras of the Rouge Collection, man. I really like the Rouge Collection. You know, I've talked to a lot of people about the Rouge Collection, tweeted about it, just because, you know, a lot of people have talked about doing stuff like this, and a lot of people have attempted to do stuff like this, but nobody has actually put it into play. So now that I'm here sitting on the couch, on the set with the lights at the office and stuff like that, I think it's just real special, and salute to the Rouge Collection for actually having idea and putting it into play, and I think that's just amazing, and you know, I support y'all 1000%.
Well, we appreciate that, man. So what's been up with Earl, man? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, man, you know, I've been traveling. I got out of radio, and really that's the reason that I'm here, just because, you know, I'm never really, I've been moving around so much, I haven't really got a chance to just be in Baton Rouge and put my ear to the streets and just hear everything that's going on. But when I'm here, you know, a lot of people still think, and they ask me about radio and stuff like that, so it was just kind of like, I didn't want to come out and say, well, man, I quit the radio and just start throwing mud and stuff, because there's no way that I could really just, you know, talk about my issues with radio without, you know, negatively influencing, you know, the people who are still there. You know, I still got love for everybody over there in the building, you know, except for a few people, but, you know, but for the most part, I still love everybody over there. So it's kind of even hard for me now, because, you know, I understand the struggle that there still might even be still inside, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want, you know, I know they can't comment on it either way, or they may even have to take the side against me, and I don't blame them for that. But I think a lot of the things that I might share with y'all today are things that they might want to share with the world, and because, you know, a lot of the way that radio is being run these days is just not fair, you know?
So what's the scoop? I mean, when I was younger, radio pretty much played a lot of local music. And now it's kind of seems like, you know, it's a pop station. It's whatever's on Billboard Top 100. Yeah, and that's it.
And that's why, and that's really the main reason why I'm here. Rouge Collection, City of Baton Rouge. I'm not here to expose nobody. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here because I feel like, being such a vocal person in the local Baton Rouge music scene for so long, and making it my living, like, I wake up every morning and I am in the music industry. I don't work anywhere, I don't got no job, I'm not at the plant, and, you know, not knocking anybody who does have a job and does, you know, the music industry part-time, but I am in the music industry full-time in Baton Rouge, and have been in the music industry full-time for the last 10 years in Baton Rouge, you know. So seeing it come to where it's at right now, you know, we're dying, you know, our music is dying. Even just the Baton Rouge and the culture of the Baton Rouge music and the club scenes and all of that stuff is dying. And there's a difference between something transitioning into something new, kind of like what hip-hop is doing, right, and just dying. And Baton Rouge hip-hop isn't transitioning into anything new. It's dying, you know what I'm saying? Just because a lot of the media outlets and a lot of the avenues that that were there for artists aren't there anymore, you know. And that's why another kudos to the Rouge Collection, because, you know, like, that gives another aspect and another a way for artists to get their music out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm here because I think a lot of the things that are going on, people don't really realize, you know what I'm saying?
So what's the scoop?
So radio, you know, obviously we don't play anymore. You know, Max 94.1 is the only hip hop and R&B station in Baton Rouge, and, you know, Q933 bleeds in, but shout out to, you know, all radio stations. Even shout out to them, but because it really is not the people that are here. Corporate companies have bought out radio stations all over the country. You know what I'm saying? And as they buy out all of these radio stations, they strip the local music scene of their talent. Like, a lot of artists that are signed today in Baton Rouge are a result of Max 94.1 and the local music that we've been able to play, you know, all of the years. So when they took that away from us, you know, and I say us, not just me, because, you know, all the other people over there, they really still do support local music and want to see local music grow. And I will say that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a shot at any DJs or anything over that way, because they still want the music to come through, but, you know, just the PD doesn't let it come through, you know, because, you know, at first they say, well, you know, it's a corporate situation, and the local music can't, we can't play local music because the corporate situation doesn't, like, there's these gods that be, the emails that come through. We don't know these people, we don't see them, we just hear that they exist, and, you know, the emails just come down, they say that we can't play local music. But there's other cumulative stations throughout the state that do play some local music, you know what I'm saying? And like Webby, for instance, Webby has an album out. We all know that Louisiana, if Webby doesn't sell in Louisiana, it's going to be all bad and it's not going to be a good situation. His numbers aren't going to come out right because his base is right here. If we don't play, if the local radio station doesn't support Webby on the national level, he doesn't get the look that he does because he doesn't have his fan base. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than just the radio station is got bought out by a bigger company and doesn't play local music anymore. We're losing our, even the club scene. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like End of Summer Jam. You know, that was something that kids look forward to and the whole city of Baton Rouge look forward to every single year. But we can't even have End of Summer Jam or nothing like that no more because the art, we can't even create any more local celebrities of our own. You know, Kanye West and Beyonce and all those great people, they're not coming to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But we still show them more love on the radio station than we show our locals, when our locals are the ones that people really want to hear in the first place, and these are the people who are really going to give back to the radio station and help the radio station, a dying industry, you know, that needs, you know, new ways to make money, you know, like concerts and stuff like that. If we can continue to create these celebrities, then, you know, it can happen. Like, you know, perfect example like the Drive Dance, you know, with Jim Jack. Like, you think Jim Jack did some kind of promo tour in Baton Rouge or pressed up 50,000 CDs and handed them out through the streets of Baton Rouge? No, it was Max 94.1 running that record over and over again, you know. Kevin Gates, you know, I got in trouble a lot of times for playing his record too many times, you know what I'm saying? But when, you know, when he got out of jail, everyone was like, oh, well, why is he's so popular? He came home making more money for shows than a lot of artists, you know, do with major deals, you know. Kevin was getting paid like $6,000, $6,500, $7,000, $8,000 for shows before he even had a record deal. Right. So what is the result of that? You could either say, you know, he got lucky, or you could say, man, those 100,000 watts, you know, with Earl banging them songs in 30 times a week, you know what I'm saying, that might have played a part, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. So as artists who are going to watch this interview, how do they expand their brand? I mean, I know there's YouTube and there's all that other stuff like that, but I mean, radio hits people quicker, more effectively than probably any other avenue. So from a corporate level, are they just trying to restrict this Baton Rouge area, or is it because you said that they're playing other local artists in other places, but in this market they're not?
There's the people who are in charge over there, they don't fight for it, you know what I'm saying? It can happen, they just don't fight for it, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes there comes a point where like a lot of times in radio, initiative could get you messed up, you know what I'm saying? Like if they stand out and say, well, we need to do this and we need to do that, you're pressing for something, you know what I'm saying? You could lose your job, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, it would just take somebody to say, boom, you know, there's PDs and other markets that do stand up and say, look, my market needs this and we need to play these records in order for this thing to be successful and us to keep our numbers up, you know. But a lot of times there's no competition in the market too. So being #1 for hip hop and R&B when you're the only station in the market for hip hop and R&B is another thing too, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I've always been the advocate for local artists. Like if I'm on the radio and I can't play local music and I can't be involved in the community and I can't, you know, and I can't interact with people, I don't want it, you know what I'm saying? You know, even I worked all these years for it and I worked hard to get on the radio, I still don't want it, you know, because that was my passion and that was the reason that I was there in the radio station. Even at 94.9, like we broke a lot of artists and got a lot of artists paid, you know, even artists that are still getting paid today started with what we did at 94.9, you know, for people who are familiar with that. But you know, we did major things, and even those few months that we were on the radio and I did have a lot of new artists and a lot of new music got broken out. But now, what do we have new in the club right now from our local artists other than Jigga Train? And if it wasn't for DJ Roy, Jigga Train probably wouldn't made it. Jigga Train is one of them unique records that broke in the 985 and then it got hot this way in Baton Rouge. And that's a very rare situation, but rare situations like that come out when a market is changing, you know what I'm saying? So like right now, what do we have? What new artists do we have breaking through, you know? Mr. was a result of, you know, Jay Tweezy's last few months on the radio, you know, and DJ New Orleans at Rags with the mix every Saturday night, you know, playing Slow Motion a million times, you know. So like, but right now, no new artists like Boo Milton. Boo Milton, he got his buzz kind of now, but he missed that last little radio buzz. If Boo Milton would have got the starting line and the other little records that he had up that are hot right now in the club, if those would have been on the radio, that would have been the difference between him getting through and him still, you know, still promoting and stuff now.